What's going on, Master Duel fans? James here again. Happy New Year to you all. And what better way to keep up the entertaining series of 2026 Life Points Challenge with Allure Queen Nephthys. With that being said, let us get into some dual-taining matchups. First off, solid music choice, like the Asian Dynasty times based off from this OST soundtrack. And second of all, with this hand is fine. Set 5. Law style pre-prep for Rebirth and Devotee. Rebirth, tribute Cerulean Sacred for Devotee, killing off glossed out Zomatus Earthbound Spirit. Devotee for Disciple, kill off Talents for OG Sacred Phoenix. Nephthys, Sacred Preserver, Devotee, kill off the OG Sacred Phoenix. Never that necessary to do Last Hope, but you never know what other hits I might expect. So Last Hope, kill off Preserver, gain a 1200 life by destroying Poison of the Old Man and pass. Set, and this is where OG Sacred Phoenix is going to do some work. Reborn, and it is a heavy storm. So what's the case? Dimensional Prison, Solemn Judgment, ooh, spice. 2 Scrap Iron Scarecrow, one of which is glossed out. And that's that for Time Lord Burn. And this next matchup with his hand, it's just Allure Queen lines to work with. Ante in 2026. Let me just say this again, ladies and gentlemen, because I don't think the people in the back heard me. Ante in 2026. Each player reveals one card from their hand. If one card is higher level than the other, the card with the lower level is sent to the graveyard, and the player who revealed it takes 1000 damage. Non-monster cards are treated as level 0. Alright. Okay, both cards are chosen, so let's see what's the case. Sword Soul Strategist Long Yuan, which is level 6. Get outskilled. Level 7 does it best, as in Queen 7. And then another burn deck scoop. And this next matchup with his hand, super consistent at its finest. Planet Pathfinder. Cash Tira Field Spell, aka Pressure Planet Race Off. Makes sense. Cash Tira Monster. Unicorn. Unicorn, getting birth. The Lost Style Birth, by the way. And pass. There's Max C. Dance. Ash. But that play loses to pre-prep searching for 2. Real Normal, Disciple, kill off Marianne, getting Conductor, Unicorn, ripping off Sacred Flame, Rebirth, Tribute Devotee, Ritual Summon Conductor, kill off Unicorn, Conductor, Cerulean Sacred Phoenix, and one shot. Not only we played through A, Cash Tira Birth, and B, we played through Maxi Challenge. And this next matchup, with his hand going second, this is no problem. Since the opponent did nothing, it's game within one summon. Dance, getting Palace. Palace it up. Send in Perm for Queen 5. Chaos Queen, discard, level 5. Hook her up at 3,000, and it's game. Okay, so since I was up against Mekanko, opponent did nothing. And of course, new support for Mekanko just dropped at the time this video goes up. So you got the alt arts of Huli, the alt arts of Ohime, and you also got Uzuhime as well as Mekanko Shinobu Noble Twins. Same goes for Sanaki, the Mekanko devotee. So it's Sanaki, Uzuhime, and Mekanko Shinbu. Sanaki, the Mekanko devotee. Level 3, Earth Illusion, no stats. You can target one Mekanko card you control, spell/trap included, kick it back to the hand. If an equipped card becomes equipped to this card, you can special one non-illusion Mekanko from your deck. Also, you can't special from the extra deck for the rest of this turn except Mekankos. Basically, that will be Uzuhime themselves. And when it comes to the non-illusion Mekankos, that would be Hare, Nini, and Huli, basically. And does it do anything else? Yes, she does. If this card is sent to the graveyard, doesn't matter how she's sent to the graveyard, you can target one face-up monster anywhere on the field, hook it up to it as an equip spell. Nice. Mekanko Shinbu Noble Twins. One effect per turn and only once that turn. So one effect or the other, can't do both. You either A, The turn you use the first effect, you can't special from the extra deck for the rest of this turn after this card resolves, except Mechanical monsters. Once again, Uzuhime. The case is, send one Mechanical card from your deck to the graveyard that isn't the card itself being Mechanical Shinbu. Then you can straight up set one Mechanical spell trap from your deck that isn't Mechanical Shinbu. Or B, you can banish this from grave and detach one from a monster you control. Special one Mechanical Ritual monster from your hand or deck. Wow. Card is too nice. And of course, Uzuhime, the Manifested Mechanical, Light Fairy XZ, no stats of a rank 3. That takes 2 level 3 Mechanicals to make them. Upon special summon, doesn't matter how it's special, you can add one equip spell from your deck or graveyard to your hand. That is literally what I like to call the Sky Striker version of equip spells in general. And that effect is a once per turn. Usual, typical Mechanical things. And then, if this card attacks and battles at the end of the damage step, you can detach one. It can attack again in a row. Cool. And this next matchup with his hand, this is consistent enough as it is. Guild Gripping. Vanity's Ruler at instant speed. That is a little too nuts. Pre-prep. Rebirth. Devotee, Chalice the Ruler, and the game is over. And with his hand for the next matchup, I'd say hit and miss. Cauldron, get a counter. Gain life, chain energy, and a set monster. Pay 5 for dance, getting Palace. Pay 5 to activate it. Send in Perm for Chaos. Send in Perm for Queen 5. Pay my 1,000 for the hand effect and the summon of Chaos. Hook her up with Queen 5, E-Telly Queen 7. V-Jam the Cubic Seed being hooked up, and 3,000 flat for game. And with his hand going second, no problem. Emergence, getting Moye, real normal. Well, it doesn't really matter anymore, but Imperm the Moye. Long Yuong. Discarding Vishuda. Long Yuan Synchro. Burn for 12. Desires. And pass. Dance. Long Yuan Synchro. Chalice it up. Simplify game state. Queen 7 with 4,900, making it a very big lethal dose in OTKs. And last but not least, with his hand, I'd say pretty iffy. Eats Shell, discard Superbia, set 3, set a monster, and pass. Palace? You know, the worst part is, searching 3 times in a same turn leads to getting so much card advantage by my opponent, and I sure as ever do not want that. Also, in TCG land, who needs Mold Charmies or Max C when you could just legit shared ride? Set 2, Real Normal Matriarch, and pass. Real Normal this glossed out Morgana, the Witch of Eyes. This card is always shared as a Morganite card. Level 4, Dark Spellcaster, 1,500 attack, 2,100 defense. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can banish 1 Morganite spell in your graveyard, negate that attack. Each of the following effects once per turn. Upon no more special, you can add 1 Morganite spell from your deck to your hand. If you have 3 or more Morganite spells with different names in your graveyard and or banishment, you can change the attack of all face-up monsters your opponent controls to 0. Wow. Imperm. Imperm column of the opponent's zone. Flip up Awakening just so that I wouldn't be able to take too much damage if you ask me. Subcoming Song searched and activated. Banish. Getting Guilt Gripping. Place 1 back. Activate Guilt Gripping. Weo, the Dawn's Light. Level 3 Dark Fiend, 1,000 attack, 1,500 defense. Monsters in your leftmost or rightmost main monster zones cannot be killed by card effects. Each of the following effects once per turn. If this card is in your hand, you can target 1 Fiend effect monster control, negate its effects, and if you do, freeze special, Soothing. If this card is sent to the graveyard, doesn't matter how it's sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 Mutiny in the Sky from your deck to your hand. And of course, Mutiny in the Sky is a normal spell that's fusion summoning shtick for Fiend or Fairy, but here's the twist. Shuffling up Fiend and or Fairy monsters from your graveyard into the deck as material. If this card is in your graveyard, you can send 1 Fiend or Fairy monster from your hand or face-up field to the graveyard. Add this card to your hand. Each effect once per turn. Morgana over Matriarch and Weo for 1,000. Send 1. OG Sacred Phoenix. Send 2. Cerulean for Queen 5. Chaos discard level 5. Hook up level 5. Get level 7. Hook up Morgana. Chalice it up. Okay, good to know on the ruling. Turns out, if the Forbidden Chalice were to be used on a negated queen that's being hooked up, the case is once it's resolved, this is where the equipped goes to the graveyard, and then you get the small amount of boost, so no issue there. Weo getting Muni in the sky, and Queen 7 making it lethal. So guys, that's going to do it for the 2026 Life Point Challenge. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Hit that notification bell to keep yourself constantly updated. And once again, duelists and gamers from all over the world, Happy New Year to you all. Catch you all next time.